Hello, my name is Kitty Taylor. I'm a local artist and fifth-generation resident of the Evansville, Indiana area. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts from Ball State University with a focus in sculpture and a minor in art history. I am fortunate enough to have worked and interned at the David Owsley Museum of Fine Art, worked in the Ball State's Anthropology Archaeology Field Team Department, and collaborated with multiple art residencies and programs. It doesn't hurt that I also grew up with art collectors, crafters, and local historians. I would like it to be noted that at the time of this presentation, we are using the most current up-to-date information about this piece that is being presented. We hope that more information will be found in the future. And additional note that while viewing pieces like these, we need to take a step back from our Western European perception of the subject and look at this piece more from the aspect of the people and culture who crafted it. Today, we will be discussing this piece that was donated by a local Newburgh, Indiana resident. This resident dubbed it Tokyo Rose. It is a Japanese female silk masked doll. She is dressed in a blue kimono with colorful dancing flower patterns. She also is highlighted by a red solid inner lining of fabric, which can be seen peeking out of the doll. Her red and gold obi, or belt, also highlights her hair ornamentation, or hana kazashi, in her traditional shimada bun. Her playful hand-painted eyes are looking towards the viewer, inviting them to watch her frozen fan dance. This doll is estimated to be made around the 20th century by Nashi & Co. Limited. Not much is known about this company due to the fact that it faded into obscurity around the 1970s. The most accurate documentation about the dolls comes from Tokapi Yamada's 1955 book, Japanese Dolls, aimed for Japan's tourism trade. It is known that many of these dolls were mass-produced by Japanese citizens as community activities to raise for the recovering country. I contacted Dr. Judy Schoaf, who has written extensively about Japan's dolls' history. After viewing some photos of our doll, she concluded that our geisha was in fact a meiko, or geisha in training. This is due to her brightly colored kimono, or furosodo, and hair accessories, which appear to be more stylish for her entertainment performances. This lady was meant to be seen in public and training in a respected entertainment field. Dr. Schoaf commented that this doll would have been made as a fantasy of a performer in a traditional Japanese floating world. These floating worlds usually depicted subjects like a kabuki theater role, Edo period women engaged in domestic work, and people performing their trades, such as our Tokyo Rose. These dolls were strictly decorational. In her article, Doll Construction, Dr. Schoaf explains the history of how our doll came to be. This doll would have been made from a home craft kit by an amateur doll maker instead of a professional doll maker. These dolls were known as Sakura Ninjo, cherry blossom dolls, in their native language, or skin silked or silk masked dolls in English. These kits would have included stiffened cloth for the doll mask, a stuffed body with separate posable wire arms and legs, which we can actually see right here, especially with her hands, her feet, and at the base where the wires were connected in. And they would also have a clothing pattern so that you could make and dress the doll, which is why it's seen with a lot of these dolls that are not exactly uniform and mass-produced, especially around this time period. Any accessories, such as the hair pieces and the fan, would be sold separately. The doll material matters because it was easier for anyone to make this doll instead of needing years of intensive doll making studying, bridging the divide between traditional doll craft and design. The popularity of these dolls began in the 1920s and 30s. They were originally made to represent Western film stars and called, excuse the pronunciation, Vernasu Ninja, or French dolls. The subject matter shifted back to Japanese scenery during the war. After World War II, these dolls became a favorite souvenir for visiting Americans, and their production climbed. Many other brands at-home doll-making kits became available. Even other Asian countries hopped onto this train and started making a lot of geisha dolls to sell. Our doll we have here is a part of an intricate history. Either made at a Japanese resident's home or in a community building event, she was made to represent her people at the time and provide income to assist her country from recovering from war. She's a blatant reminder that regardless of place or time, people have a desire of crafting, creation, and sharing their culture. And I think she does a wonderful job of representing that and catching just a moment in time for the rest of us to see. She's also aged wonderfully. I would like to give special thanks to Dr. Judy Schoaf in the Newburgh Museum for this presentation, and to my World War II veteran grandparents, Dan Taylor Jr. and Virgil Simpson, that regardless of where they are people and deserve respect. Thank you.